paranoid, or do I just know too much? Anyway, what's the purpose of anxiety? I flipped right back to it. Okay. What do you think anxiety is good for? Why do we have the capacity to become anxious? You're in the ballpark if you identified something about providing an alert to potential danger. It's to identify potential problems and threats before they develop into a full-blown crisis, so that we can devise solutions to live more safely. Yes, and this is like how I think. Like, I'm actually like, I wake up and I start looking for the problem, and then I'm like, who's ready to solve it? And that is something very annoying for most people who have like been around me for a long time. They start to realize, like, are you ever not trying to like fix something? I'm like, no, I can't not notice it, and it needs to be fixed. And like, is that a way of being hyper controlling? I like seeing all the issues and wanting it to be, because I feel like because I just want life to be easier, and if I see like something could make it easier, then I feel like we should be doing it. But then it's like hard to convince everyone else that this way of life would feel and be so much like simpler, more peaceful, like just simple suggestions. And people aren't ready for those. They're not ready to be suggested things, you know. It's like that one time my papa tried to like autocorrect me how to make a smoothie when I've been feeding myself smoothies for quite a while now. And he tried to like tell me how to make a smoothie, and was like upset with me because I didn't take a suggestion. And I was like, yes, it can be done that way, but also it can be done this way, and that's how I'm gonna do it. And then it was like they were mad that I didn't do what they told me to. And I'm like, okay, like I didn't ask you to tell me what to do. I was already doing it this way before. I didn't even need the suggestion. Like, I was completing the smoothie just fine without it. And it's like he thought it would be like, this is the better way, instead of there's just two ways for it to be done. And I guess that would be a mindset shift, right? Shifting the mindset, instead of being like, it can only be done one way, and my way is the best and only way that should be done. I'm just like, it can be done many different ways. And I guess it's just like, whichever way is the best is depending on who is experiencing it being done that way and who they are as a person. Like, it's just all, it's an opinion. It's just, you know, it works this way for someone, and then someone else prefers it to be done this way. And it's like, does it have to be like an argument? And I'm not even talking about my papa and me and him and the smoothie machine thing. It's just an example, guys.